Good morning.
Good morning from Oklahoma in a yurt. You guys are going to be the first ones to know that we stayed at a state park last night. We slept in a yurt for the first time ever.
Both of us.
I have never been in a yurt in my entire life.
It's really cool.
Until now.
Yeah. It's different than what I expected, but I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah. Let me try some yurt coffee for the first time.
And some yurt pecan rolls.
It's not as bad as I expected. Not great, but not bad.
It may not be the worst coffee, but we weren't expecting coffee in the first place.
Nope. And so
that's great.
I think today we kind of just want to talk about taking a risk, doing something crazy, having fun, living life, all of that. Jaylena.
What?
You took a bite and put it back.
You see how much he pays attention? That happened like 30 seconds ago.
I know you took it, but
I didn't even bite it. I peeled it off and put it back.
You nibbled like a mouse and put it back.
No, I did this.
Why would you do that?
That one's mine. Don't eat it.
But it's touching the other ones now.
Then those are mine too. Don't eat them.
You can't do that. Not like the nacho game. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
If all the nachos are touching when you pull it up, it's one nacho. You know what I'm talking about.
Anyways, we are taking probably one of the biggest risks of our life together.
Yep.
If we do move to Oklahoma, we looked at land yesterday. I didn't feel it in my heart, You didn't have that gut feeling like this is it. And that's what we're looking for.
And we've had this experience before when we bought land in Terrell. We looked at a bunch of properties, and it was just like your gut instinct instantly will tell you yes or no.
Yeah. And
the property itself was really cool. Tons of acres. Like, we could have got 2 different tracts and got almost 20 acres. But it's kind of sketchy where it was. Not the people we were going to get it from or nothing, but
it's just the location, like driving to it. Like, some people had it set up and like they had it really nice and stuff, and they obviously, they had to shed the house back there by this place, and Jason was like, how in the world did they get that thing out there?
Yeah.
But it's obviously doable. It's just, that's not something that I want to have to endure all the time, often, because we're going into town.
Yeah, like every week or something. And
especially
we know
when we're building.
That's the thing. We know that we are trying to go off grid. We need to go off the beaten path to do that stuff. So it's not like, oh my gosh, a dirt road, like, this is crazy. We're totally used to that. We expected it. We just didn't expect, like, some of them were just like, the truck would just go like bad. And I was like, how am I going to pull a trailer? How are we going to get materials out here? And we don't have 4-wheel drive. If, the first thing we said was the biggest thing, basically weather and our roads is like the biggest thing. Because if we get stuck, say it snows really, really bad and you get stuck there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you run out of food or water if you're off grid, you're not going to make it.
Even if it's not even snow, because it probably doesn't really snow much, but
if it iced over enough. Though.
Yeah, if it iced over, or if it just kept raining and raining and raining and we weren't able to drive through that.
Yeah.
That's something that we did have to take into consideration at the ranch. But the thing with the ranch is, there were plenty of other people out there that we didn't necessarily know, but we knew well enough that they could help us, or Jason's parents or his family, or even Matt could drive out there. And out here, we're on our own.
Yep.
And so we have to think about what's going to happen if we do get stuck.
And on that, I still want to live life on the edge and be crazy and do something that we never expected. And we do have a property we're going to go look at today. I am over the top excited about the entire situation. We won't go into details on it or anything. If it works out, this could be, just full-blown. I was going to say, you're going for that second one. Full-blown, like, it was meant to be, if it happens.
I feel like sometimes things are kind of dropped in your lap.
Yep.
And it's nothing that you ever expected. And it just kind of happens out of the blue. And that's kind of what happened with the land out in Terrell. We were actually looking at a particular lot and we called for directions, and she gave us the address, and we drove there, and we called her back, and she said, "Oh my goodness, that's the wrong address. I'm so sorry." And we said, "Well, we like this one. Is it
for
available?"
sale? Yeah, is it available? She said, yeah. I said, let's get it.
We put our down payment that day, and we bought the land out in Terrell.
And then we end up having the best neighbors ever, you know, Tom and Rhonda, and even Jerry up the street, the Let Me Tell You Something guy. And just everyone in that kind of community right there, they're super nice. Like, even though everyone doesn't, like, communicate every single day, everybody would drop anything to go help someone else. And to know that that's where Jared ended up, that's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, and then, you know, and then everything that happened with Jared, and then he happened to kind of come into the picture, and now he's, you know, living on that property, and it's just, I feel like everything really does happen for a reason. And so I'm not going to get myself too excited about this property we're going to go look at today. I'm trying to just stay grounded and really look at the big picture.
But we have a really good source for this.
This is something,
a really good source.
This is something that you would have to be absolutely insane to pass up. Like, insane.
The source we're getting it from is crazy. The price is crazy. The location's crazy. We just haven't physically seen it yet. So we've seen kind of some details on it or whatever, like info on it, but we haven't seen it in person. So
we'll be driving.
Yes.
It's a little further north.
Yeah, sorry, Mom and Dad.
But I think once they find out the situation,
why and what and all that, they'll be like,
it's the smart thing to do.
Yeah, so if we decide on that, it'd be crazy. But driving out here yesterday, we drove, I don't know, 4 hours or something from Jared's house, just because it's around a mountain and we kind of missed the turn and all that stuff.
We got to talking about Dale and
just different things, and you know,
we missed a turn, so we had to turn around.
Yeah, but basically, as we were driving out here, we're like, we know this isn't Colorado, but it kind of reminds us of Colorado. We went on a crazy trip to Colorado, and you know, we've been to different places, and we've driven to Florida and did stuff out there. We've driven to Colorado, New Mexico. We've done a lot of cool stuff just as a couple, and there was never really a huge risk at that. Yeah, your car could break down or whatever, but it wasn't like, let's go and not come back.
Yeah, that was just like, we're going to go and spend the week here, and then we're going to go home, or go and spend a couple weeks here, and then we're going to go home.
So this one is now, let's potentially make this our forever home. You know, it could be that we go and we stay for a year or 2 years and decide, no, let's just keep the property, but let's live somewhere else and come visit, or let's sell it, or this just isn't it. Day 6, we're done. We can't handle it.
I think when it comes down to it, it's more about just how you're feeling, where you're at in life. You know, a lot of people say, a lot of you guys have told us, you know, live your life. You're young. You don't have kids. Just do whatever you want to do. And if you can do it, do it. And we have this opportunity to kind of go crazy and live a little. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. And people always, you know, not always, there's a few people like, well, what are you going to do for income? And it's like, well, if you watch our videos, you're supporting us, and that's how we get our income. We make pretty much, I'd say 99% of our income off YouTube. And then every now and again, we might do photos or a video or something for somebody. But we did that in the past. We just took a risk, and we traveled with bands, and we did, you know, their music videos and photos and just stuff that we never expected. And that was like a cool journey. And then we kind of decided, well, let's try something new. And then, you know, we did it on our own, and we did that. And we've done, you know, Crocker Twin Creations, where we built stuff, and everything we've done. And then we started YouTube. And I think everything we've done it with all our heart. And that's why I've never been scared to try something, because I know I'm going to give it everything I have. And if it doesn't work, oh well, move on. Go to something else. Like, life is way too short to think that because, you know, of course, I can't speak for you guys, I can only speak for ourselves, but we don't have kids. We don't have the conventional normal job of you have to be somewhere, we're okay with driving far distances to see family. A lot of people say, well, I have my job, I have my kids, I already bought this house, and that's totally cool. But if you have that itch to move, really consider it. Or the itch just to go on vacation or whatever it is, take a risk one time and your life will change.
I before I quit my corporate job officially to do YouTube or whatever. Actually, it was to
this
do.
This coffee's terrible.
Yeah, it's it's kind of terrible. I was working probably the best job I ever had, financially, but I hated it. I was unhappy, and I took a huge risk by quitting, and we started doing Crocker Productions, like 100% our company, and then we started doing YouTube, and we make, I'll just say for me personally, I make more money now than I did at my corporate job, but I am 100 times
at multiple corporate jobs
happier. Well, I'm saying at that particular job where I made the most money.
Well, yeah.
Ever.
And same thing with me. I worked with bands traveling, and you would think, man, you're working with famous people, like you're getting paid good. And I didn't get paid terrible, but I didn't get paid,
what people would probably assume.
Yeah, probably. And I make more money now on YouTube. And no, we're not
make a ton of money.
Yeah, no, we're not banking. We're not making like $20,000 a month or nothing. But we finally hit that spot on YouTube where we're comfortable. We'll say that. Well, we're comfortable. We're not making a killing, but we're not broke like we were. I mean, there were times that I thought we were going to have to give YouTube up, and we've kind of talked about that in the past and all that. We've had a little help from, like Jared and stuff like that. And then, some of the viewers really stepped in and did stuff without us ever knowing. And it was just one of those things where it's like, how do you ever repay? Like, we can't ever repay somebody because we don't have the funds. And, like, there's just no way. And, of course, anybody that ever helped do anything, they said, don't worry about it, Now we're at the point where we're doing decent. We're comfortable to where when we get set up with what we're doing now, we always talk about helping someone else out.
We would like to help, smaller channels, like maybe with video equipment or...
just anything, like, sponsor some kids for Christmas or whatever.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
It's maybe just that little step. Maybe we'll even do like a free, once we getting paid really good, do like a free vacation for somebody and show them, go out there and do it. It's really not that expensive. If you, like, let's just say this. Do you want the new iPhone? Probably. How about instead of taking that $1,000 to $1,200, use that on a trip. Use that to put it down on some land.
Go buy a cheaper iPhone off of Facebook Market and then...
go on a vacation.
Yeah.
Or get whatever you want out of life. I don't know. We'll leave it on that. There's ways to do it, and we've sacrificed everything. I mean, we've sacrificed our entire private life. It's on the internet now. We've sacrificed everything to get where we're at, and I don't regret it at all because we've gained so much more.
I mean, and I want to leave you guys on... There will always be people out there trying to drag you down, trying to find something to make you feel bad or make you feel a negative feeling toward yourself. They just want you to be unhappy because they're probably unhappy or
you're living the dream they want or whatever.
Don't let that stop you. Even if it's your family, even if it's your friends, just do what's in your heart and chase your dreams because you are the only person in control of your life and your future.
Yep. And even the scary moments like this, we have the support of our family. She called her mom and said something, and then, my parents, of course, know everything. We were there, and they just said, we wish you were close. And that's what her mom said. Where are you moving? Tennessee? You coming here?
She said, the first thing she said is, have you looked at land in Tennessee?
Yeah, so of course they want you close, but in the end, all they want you to be is happy. So even though you think some people, may not, and of course it wasn't in our case, but maybe you have family or something like that you think, they're just going to think I'm nuts. Just do it, and I guarantee you they'll probably come around. It's just, we're very, very lucky to have a support system with our parents and, family and you guys. We were able to make this happen. So the last thing I just want to say is, take a risk. That's it. Just take a risk. If you want something, go get it. That's how we've I've lived my life that way for the last 15 years, and it's hard, but it works. So
it works if you work it.
Yep. That was weird. Let's end it on that before this gets any crazier.
If they've seen Legally Blonde, they know what I'm talking about.
Let's end this before it gets any crazier.
Bye.
Bye.